Speaking of which, you are being very quiet.
Yes, I have Kinsey here too, waiting
Oh,
to
okay.
come. Because we were just gonna sit.
Oh, bring him out.
You ready for Kinsey now?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Don't turn it.
Don't turn it.
No, don't turn it.
You both get in.
Yeah, I can get in.
Hopefully, we didn't practice
here.
this. There we go. Don't turn it. Okay.
Hey.
Look at this.
There we are. And we have one of the cats too.
I was gonna bring a cat in, to be honest with you.
You should have.
I was gonna carry him in and be like Dr. Evil.
So how are you doing?
I'm alive. That's all I can say right now.
I just have to say, I love that video that you did of Burn. I literally had to write Rayne. I'm like, I just love it.
Why? Thank you. They just posted 7 minutes ago. It just hit 1,000+ views.
I can believe it.
Awesome.
I was probably at least 2 or 3 of them. I watched.
I was probably about 1,000 of them.
Yeah, that was really, really good. And the guy, what's the guy that hosted that thing?
Mark Jones.
Mark Jones, yeah.
He has a Jonesy music page.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just got involved in all that. Very cool page and musicians on there. How did you get wrapped up with him?
Me particularly was because of her, but for her, I don't know how. How did you?
Well, for me, it's because locally, I'm really good friends with Nina, who is the wife of the drummer of Burn Rocks. But I also know Mark Jones because I play a lot at Jabberjaws, and he comes to open jams, and I do a lot of open jams. So he knows me as the drummer, the girl that shows up at Jabberjaws, and they're like, "Hey, girl, get up on stage. Like, Sparkles, get on stage." And they're just like, "Hey, do you know this song?" I'm like, "I've heard it." All right, rock it out. And they're like, "Oh yeah." So they have a really good variety of different drummers that show up. And I'm really, really good friends with Mark Jones's wife as well, or girlfriend. Sorry.
I met him that day of that video.
Yes, I took him. I was gonna go by myself because that's usually open jam night. And my friend Nina invited me to where they were going for Burn Rocks, and I didn't even know it was Jonesy's place when I got in. I'm like, and I'm like, "Where's Linda? Where's?" It was like a little reunion for me.
Is that
and
like his venue or?
Yes,
he owns the
it's a
spot.
space. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think he does. He does radio shows and certain things, but I don't think he does like concerts or anything there yet. I don't know if he's working on that, but. Yeah, that's where I've met a lot of people through Jabberjaws and just being in music for years. I've really been in music for a very long time. So I just love it.
Same.
So am I allowed to say that I had kind of heard that you guys might be collabing on some stuff coming up?
Yeah, we actually did some auditioning for other people. One thing I can say is it is going to be the face of Kinsey and Rayne. It's not going to be any more than that, really. But we are going to start going out a little bit with covers to begin, just so we can get out there and just start rocking and have some fun, But eventually it's just going to be, all originals and stuff like that, which I have a couple originals and that we're going to be doing.
And they're amazing.
Why, thank you.
So as far as
have one with you,
your vibe, because you've got your punk rock group, you've got Burden of Guilt. What would you say that your vibe is as a couple? Like, what is your music style?
I was gonna call it. Yeah, she had it perfect. We're gonna call it sexy metal.
Sexy metal.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Because we are a new couple.
That is true.
I was not looking for a relationship at all, which is the very first thing I said to him. I was like, I do not want a relationship. So
actually, it's really funny because it was right here in this spot that we're standing right now.
Really?
Yeah, and well, actually, he used to sing for a band that I was going out to see, and we were actually going to go out once to go see that band together, and he ended up getting sick.
No, Sebastian got sick. He got pink eye, and I couldn't bring it to them, and that was it.
Yeah. So then I'm like, well, you ghosted me for a while, and he just starts messaging me again, and then he shows up. He's like, well, let's just jam and we'll hang out. And then Jamming kind of took a second backseat to
I mean, she asked
other
me what I
things.
wanted to do first. Do I want to jam? And I said, yes, let's jam.
But he sang to me, and I love his voice. He's an amazing singer.
Most
What
people
was the
don't know I'm
first
getting beat
song
up by
that he
these wings
sang
back
to
there.
you? What was the first song he sang to you?
You want to tell her? Tell them.
Just Breathe by
Pearl
Pearl
Jam.
Jam.
Wow.
Aw.
And I cried. And he sang it to me actually the night of the big break show we did. Afterwards, a bunch of two of the bands didn't show up, so they started a karaoke thing, and he actually sang it there too. And I was like, I'm like,
Yeah, Josh
such
didn't
a
stay for
girl.
that one. Josh was there, but Josh didn't stay for that one. They left.
No, yeah, they weren't there when he was
They were like,
doing that.
zoom.
They're like, we're out. But it was romantic. I liked it. So.
You guys
And then
definitely
at Burn,
seem like such a fun couple. Like you
and
guys,
then at Burn Rocks when we were there, Kevin I don't think anybody got a video of me drumming with Burn.
Actually, it is. It's on
Is it
Facebook
on there?
somewhere. Yeah.
You were singing too, weren't you?
I was the one singing on that one. We did Paranoid.
So there is one where, Paranoid, because I play that with my punk band, but it was a very different version for me because I'm used to playing it punks,
normal. It was a little slower.
Yeah.
It was a little
So
slower.
I'm like, oh, I know Paranoid, because we never played with these other musicians, and they're like, what songs do you know? And I'm like, Dig Up Her Bones, Summer '69, because most of the bands I've been in, they're all original. I don't do covers. Mm-hmm. So I'm learning some covers again with Kinsey, and we
nothing too hard.
No, because it's fun to create together, and
it is. I'm always downstairs. The kids are upstairs, and I'm always just on the piano and stuff like that, just playing away. Because I could play a lot more. I can do a lot more than singing. I just choose to just sing.
Yeah.
Now, Rayne, for you, since you're used to original songs, is it more nerve-wracking for you to do covers?
A little bit, but I say up front to whoever I'm playing with, I'm going to Rayne Sparkle it, meaning I'm not copying anybody's stuff. I'm doing my own thing.
She Rayne Sparkles on everyone.
I Rayne Sparkle on it. Just because I've always been the type of person, like if I actually do, I paint. So I did a Starry Night version, but it's my version of it. So when I'm playing, like when we do Summer '69, they're like, okay, it starts off normal, and then it comes in and it's total punk. It's like it's fast, it's different. You can tell what song it is, but it's different. I don't like doing exactly what somebody else did. I just feel weird doing that. I don't know. It just feels weird.
One thing they always say with cover bands, most bands don't always play what the track does. So that's basically all she's saying is
making it your own.
Exactly. Make it your own.
Make it your own. So.
All of my favorite cover bands, that's how they are. Like, I love that signature thing that they put on it, even if it's a song that I've heard 100 times. I mean, even with Molly Rennick and Francesca from Fate Destroyed, like they all just put their own flair on songs that people know those originals. They're used to hearing those originals, and they make it their own. They turn it a totally different genre. I mean, I love that. That's what gets me really hype.
One band that I can say they created that song, we were just talking about it, that Just Breathe song by Pearl Jam is originally by Pearl Jam, but Willie Nelson does his own version of it as well.
Oh, Willie Nelson. He is just...
Isn't he playing? I'm pretty sure he's playing in Philly or something.
I heard that he was, and I actually found out a fact about him yesterday. He is the only person that Snoop Dogg will admit can outsmoke him.
I believe that.
Snoop's got to meet me.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, I was saying yesterday in the parking lot, they were with aviation or something, like they built all sorts of mechanical stuff with work. They created this contraption that I thought it was a leaf blower blowing smoke, but It was so much more than that. And I mean, this thing, I'm telling you, I was good for the night. I mean,
Sounds like my kind of party.
yeah, I
Yeah.
felt like it like hits you quick. Like you're like, you feel like you're in a gravitron and your face is like,
I'm not.
and then I was good. I was good. And I mean, this thing was intense. I do have a video of it like blowing my face off.
Oh,
That's
wow.
hilarious.
That's awesome.
The woman's like, "Can I tape you doing this?" And I was like, "Sure, sure." I'm
Can I
telling them all I have
tape
a
you doing
podcast.
this?
But
Boy, oh
yeah,
boy.
they built this. It was, I mean, they took the whole thing. They like took, I mean, tubing, put it all together. There was, I think, welding involved and all sorts of
Wow.
like, yeah, it was intense. They had set up a whole, I mean, they were ready to pregame. Like we got there at 4 o'clock and it started at 6, so we had like 2 hours to pregame. These people already had a tent and were like fully stocked with food and the whole 9 yards. I was like, these people, like, they were ready for this.
Well,
I love
Yeah,
those parking lots.
usually they are. Usually they are. I
Oh,
mean,
I love those parking lots beforehand.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. So do I. So do I. I mean, me and my like you guys or you just went to that concert. Me and my daughter, I'm taking her to her first concert, which is now not her first concert because we went and saw Strange Culture with her.
Okay.
To go see Ghost.
Wow, that'll be a lot of fun.
That will be a lot of fun. That will be a lot of fun. I'll take pictures and send them to everyone.
Yes, please
definitely.
do.
Yeah, I'm
Absolutely.
taking Jax to go see Fall Out Boy and Bring Me to the Horizon.
Oh, that's
week.
awesome.
Nice.
That's a great lineup right there.
He's loved Big Hero 6, that Disney movie, since he was little. And Imagine Dragons and Fall Out Boy both are on the soundtrack, and he loves both of them. So I was like, you know what? You saw Imagine Dragons last year. Let's do Fall Out Boy this year. And yes, I'm psyched.
But I mean, you just name dropped two awesome groups, especially Imagine Dragons. My daughter loved Imagine Dragons. Same daughter I'm taking until Black Sabbath came involved.
They were so incredible live. I mean, they really.
I've seen them on like YouTube live, but I've never seen them personally live.
They did like a song to the Ukraine, and I mean, everybody in there it gave me chills. Like, I mean, the whole stadium basically went quiet. Everybody just kind of took out their phone with the flashlights, and it was just unbelievable. I mean, nobody was even coughing or anything. Usually you've got like a couple people in the crowd that are making some kind of noise. Like, it was just silent, and they just sang this beautiful song, and it was great.
Was
It
everyone
was
in front of their
really a
cell
cool
phones going?
experience. But so who would you say are some of your influences? Because we heard Rayne's. What would you
I
say some of
actually
yours
wrote
are?
them down, and one of my vocal inspirations would be Justin Hawkins. If you know who he is, he's the singer from The Darkness.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I believe in a thing called Love Singer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Also, Alice Cooper. I mean, that's always been my go-to. Avenged Sevenfold, as well as Pearl Jam.
Avenged Sevenfold. Oh, I got to see them years ago, and man, they were incredible too.
Which
Really
one?
Avenged Sevenfold.
Avenged Sevenfold. I have the death bat on my back, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes. You're gonna
That
show
was
it?
the one concert that I ever ended up in the mosh pit for. Like, I was actually like right in front of him.
He's gonna show it.
Oh, hell yeah.
If you get it in.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
There, can you see it good?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, Now it's unzipped. That's the best we're gonna get.
Sorry, I keep
has
messing
band
up the-
tattoos in here? Because we got Avenged Sevenfold. I have Vil Vallo's crotch tattoo, which is my.
I saw Vil Vallo live. He stood in the corner of the stage and smoked a cigarette the entire show and didn't move.
I believe that. That was him. That is him. Yeah, I got the.
Was that a Freedom Mortgage?
That's about.
I think it was the
right.
Tweeter Center when it was. Yeah, the one that I had gone to. He was
smoking. Yeah, that's about right. I just saw him. God, it was earlier this year, and it was a great show. He's sobered up and he's killing it. And you know, I was like, the vocals were insane. I left, and some of my friends were like, "I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't expect much. That man can fucking sing. Still, I was like, I'm blown away. It's better. His vocals were better than the last time I actually saw him. So I was very impressed with that.
Well, that's a good thing. It's about the sobering up, though. I got to say that, because one of the things that I got to say is, because I will bring this up, because I heard you guys talking about how like Burden of Guilt does like things for like the domestic violence and stuff like that.
Awareness.
Most of my music is about addiction. To be completely honest with you on that. So when I hear about people, that's my thing is I like to talk about addiction. I've never been addicted personally myself.
Mm-hmm.
But people who have been close to me, who are not necessarily close to me anymore, have been addicts, and it's destroyed their lives as well as their own children's lives, which is way too close to home.
Sometimes it can be harder to watch it, especially if the person doesn't want help. It can be.
It affects everybody.
Yeah.
And like I grew up in the rooms, like my entire family's in NA, so I can tell you like firsthand, like it shapes your reality, and it affects everybody, and it's definitely possible for everybody to get better. You just gotta want it. And you know, redemption. There's always a redemption. There's always forgiveness in people's heart, you know.
Absolutely.
You know?
The one thing about that is you can never judge.
Exactly.
If you're not addicted, you cannot judge. It doesn't matter. It will never get them help to judge.
Yeah. I 100% agree with that.
Absolutely.
So you say that a lot of your songs that you're, as far as the ones that you guys are going to be coming out with, like, that's basically what they're touching on.
If I'm the one writing it, like the lyric portion of it, it will always be something about that. Maybe not always. Sometimes I like to have some fun, you know, like we all do.
It's definitely an important topic for me personally, because I've lost a lot of people due to addiction and been through it with people that I love. So I definitely can relate to that.
I feel for you for that one as well. I understand that. We don't want to say names, but but they know who they are if they see this.
Some of them aren't around anymore for me to even really throw under, but yeah, it's definitely a topic that I think that more people need to talk about. I mean, all of them. I mean, if more people would talk about like the struggles that they're going through and how they dealt with it, I think a lot of things would be a lot easier.
Well, a couple of years ago, I did try to work with this one band, and we met this guy. I'm not going to say his name. Okay. He was a really great guitarist. He came up with riffs that were just stellar. Okay. They weren't the best solos, but the riffs for the entire songs were just amazing. But he was addicted to, and I'm going to say it, meth. All right. And when we were trying to find a second guitarist, he kept shooting everything down, mostly because he never wanted it to get off the ground, because it seemed like if he did something, he couldn't do what he wanted to do. So eventually I wrote this song. It was called Help Me, which you can actually find by searching up my name on YouTube. and I think that's the only place it's on there right now, because it never got mixed or mastered in the end, just because of what happened. And it was a song just to scream at him, like, help me,
Yeah.
help you, but don't, when you need it.
I love that. I love that you guys are covering these topics and talking about it and giving, like, so many people use music as a release.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel that music plays on mental health?
Oh, for me, this is it's also my job. I've been in mental health for 22 years, and I teach
Wow.
art groups I volunteer my time in rehab, inpatient rehab, where I teach art. And some of the things I talk about there is, I'll tell each person, I'm you, I've been in that seat and I get it and I understand. And a lot of times addiction is closely related to trauma and mental health problems. You're self-medicating because you're afraid to speak up. You're afraid to get the help. So where I work it's based on recovery. It's mental health and drug and alcohol addiction recovery. And through the arts and music, a lot of people are finding that's what's healing. That's why it's so important to me to share it, not only musically, but through my art. It's kind of my mission, because I wouldn't be here today if I didn't have art and music. I mean, I tried to take my life in 2009, and
Yeah.
I'm glad that I didn't. And I'm glad that I kept pushing through therapy and counseling. And I became a mentor at the local domestic violence shelter we have here in Lehigh Valley. And I paint, and I made a thing called the Warrior Tree. And I'm also a part of the Emmaus Arts program. And we paint fire hydrants. So I don't know if you ever seen me
that's
post
cool.
fire hydrants that I painted. One of them, I painted the Warrior Tree, and I actually have the local number for domestic violence awareness. And on the tree, it has words of hope. And during COVID, a stranger I didn't know walked by it and actually posted this beautiful post. And somebody got it to me because they knew who I was,
Yeah.
talking about this. And he said it was nothing to do with domestic violence for him, but he said he saw it and it just stopped him and it gave him hope. In that moment, it gave him hope. What it said, had love and power, teach, music, art. And that made that, that's right there. That's why I keep doing this. And I was in it was called the Rise Up art exhibit through Turning Point in Lehigh Valley, the domestic violence place. And my old counselor actually did get one of my paintings, and she tells me all the time, it's so wonderful to have my artwork in her office,
That's
because
beautiful.
it reminds her what she's doing matters. And it matters, and you can get through it. You can recover, but you have to want to. I had to take ownership. I had to do steps. I had to, in essence, lose who I was and become who I am now. Like, I'm
Thank
not
you
the
for
same
that.
girl I was then.
Thank you for being you,
Yeah.
because
That's
seriously,
very inspiring stuff.
yeah, I really, I hear horror stories all the time of people that just don't have anybody to turn to with things. And I really commend you for speaking about it and really, like, putting yourself out there and being vulnerable. It really is an awesome thing.
Thank you. And it's what I do every day. And in my art bio, that's one thing I talk about is healing through the arts. And to me, art it's poetry, it's music, it's everything.
Speaking
Anything
of
that you're
art,
creating.
are you going to be behind all the artwork for your albums?
I would like to be. We
Yeah.
haven't really talked about it yet, but probably.
Yeah.
I would think so.
You know what? Tell you the honest truth, I didn't even think about that myself, because you could be asking about Burden or this, but honestly, not you guys gave me the idea.
I have been working on a logo for Rayne Sparkles.
Okay.
So that's going to be coming out soon. So Rayne Sparkles is me, and everyone's like, "Why Rayne Sparkles? Where did this come from?" And it's kind of the evolution of me. Like, so, I am me. It's not a second person, but it's a stage name. But I also want to look at it as a brand where I start speaking more and more and coming and helping others come to the realization that it takes strength. It's not a weakness to ask for help. And it's not weak to say, hey, I've been flat on my, to get your wings and rise up.
I'm going to jump in real quick because you're telling about your name and stuff like that, which has a huge meaning and stuff like that. And tell you the truth, Kinsey King is also a stage name, but Kinsey King came out of a really stoned moment in a state that was very legal to do that. And yeah, I wanted to make fun of old 80s hair metal bands that used like Lexi Fox, but they were all gentlemen.
Yeah.
So my daughter used to call her baby sister Kinsey. So I put a Kinsey with 2 eyes and then King because my actual last name is Prince.
Wow. Okay.
That's really cool though.
Yeah, that is cool.
I was like, is that really your last name? He even showed me his ID, and I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I love that name. That's a really cool stage name. I've never heard anybody with like I haven't heard anything close to. I mean, Kingston would probably be the closest.
Kingston.
Yeah, exactly. But Prince, King, it seemed fitting.
That's definitely a good name. So what's behind Rayne Sparkles?
I don't want to say.
Well, Rayne.
Sorry.
Rayne, and why I spell it Rayne, is some of my grandfather meant so much to me, and his name is Ray. My daughter's actually named after my grandma and grandfather. So it's a mix on wordplay. And my father is also Ray. He's a junior. So Rayne is kind of like, it's raining down.
Yeah.
But it's raining down sparkles. What I'm trying to do is, it's a sun ray. It's like all magical. Everyone's like, oh, rainbows and that. But yeah, that's me. Sometimes
rainbows
in life,
and butterflies.
Yeah, sometimes in life, when you've experienced so much trauma, to have visualizations of something more magical or a sparkle, or like I like to say, a shimmer or a glimmer, like a sparkle of hope. So Rayne Sparkles, I know some people are like, oh, that's original. You sound like a stripper.
Like the
no, I'm not a stripper.
Of the quote, some girls were born with glitter in their veins. Like, you are the definition of that.
I even use it in my paint.
She was born with the wings, to be honest with you. Those are actually, she's been lying the whole time. They grow out of her back.
I believe it.
But I do have wings tattooed. I know, Al, you saw my back. Like, so I do have actual wings tattooed from, I'm going to shout out to Brandon Burr, Critical Acclaim. He does all my tattoos. So, whoa, what are you doing there?
There was a hair and it bothered me.
I know that happens, especially when my dog sits with me. Like, she'll move and there'll be a little hair like floating. And I'm like, should I grab it? Is that weird? Like, can anybody else see it?
Can you guys hear my dog snoring?
No, I've been worried about that with my dog the entire time. I've been like, I really hope they can't hear that man, that old man in the background.
That's so funny. Or like, can you hear that? And I'm like, oh. Got cats meow, and the kids are jumping up and down upstairs. They're like, yeah, longer bedtime. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, we're like used to.
Oh, Sebastian is Sebastian's so interested to watch this after when it's all posted and stuff.
Shout out to Sebastian once again.
He said hello anyway. He remembered you.
Oh, I still have the video of us eating the nail bite burger.
The burger.
Well, you got to send it to us because we haven't seen it.
Oh, yeah. I definitely have it.
Although we did see it in person, so we were there when you did it. So
you lived the experience.
I actually have 2 different angles because one of my friends was taking like a different angle of it. So there's like one that's closer to Sebastian and there's one that's like closer to me. But Yeah, that was his face after biting it is just.
You know what just popped up? I gotta say, and I can't believe this. That song when I did the song with Burnt, they just hit over 1,000 views, and Pee Wee Herman died.
I
Oh.
know.
I just heard that
I'm so
too.
upset about it.
Sorry, I was actually going into the Pee Wee Herman. I just kind of wanted to make it a nice thing before going into that.
Yeah, and when you were
wasn't
saying why am I so
because there's
quiet?
so much fake news now that like I didn't get a chance to confirm it before we like started. But yeah, my friend had texted me beforehand and I'm like, I'm just gonna wait until somebody else confirms it. But
Well, he was over here and like he's like Pee Wee Herman, and I'm trying to like not get distracted. It was like when you guys were talking about the food at Costco.
no, that's big news.
That's why
That's sad.
so he was talking about, and I'm like,
Yeah, he died yesterday.
That's crazy. Did they say?
Didn't say nobody knew he had cancer.
Well, you know what?
No.
Tell you the truth, which is one thing. I like to be considered Kinsey when I'm like doing music and stuff like that, because like my personal life is personal. And I'm sure that's the same with anyone else that's doing it. So Paul Rubens, it's personal. It's probably just a personal thing.
So much. I mean, he can't go anywhere without people stopping him.
I mean, he can't go anywhere without being talked about the movie theater.
I mean, could you imagine everywhere you go that people like know who you are? Like, who doesn't know who Pee Wee Herman is?
Exactly.
right.
Yeah.
Well, hold on, because I knew him as someone else. I knew him as the little devil boy in or the costume wearing devil boy in The Nightmare Before Christmas, because that's Paul Rubin right there.
Really?
Yeah, the lock, shock, and barrel, the devil kid.
That's one of my favorite movies. I did not know that.
He does the song "Kidnap Mr. Santa Claus." I want to do it. Let's draw straws.
I had no idea. Thank you for telling me that. That's interesting.
My mind is just blown.
He has many of the. I'm like, what? What? I'm like,
he's
where
Beryl?
do you get all this?
Stored information.
Hold on. Is he? Wait, you said he's Beryl?
No, I think it goes as Locke. Is Barrel the devil? I think Barrel's the little like short round one with the skull mask, but the devil one, the one that's a little taller.
Yeah. Oh my
that's
goodness.
Paul Rubens.
Wow.
Yeah.
They had talks of a second one. What? Like, did they get him already? Like, wow, my mind is blown.
I've
seen
blew her
that
mind.
movie like 200 times at least.
Well then,
we know what we're watching tonight, right?
Yeah, we're gonna watch the live on stage version of it, so you can see him.
Wow.
There's so many reboots that seconds that are coming. I mean, Beetlejuice 2 with
I can't wait for that.
I think I told you about that first, right? I saw it. I was like, oh my god! Original
that
cast,
one
except for
looks
the ones
really
that are dead.
exciting. I heard that there's gonna be Hocus Pocus 3.
Is it really?
Freaky Friday.
Hocus Pocus 3.
Wait, which one just came out?
Hocus Pocus 2.
Okay. Wow.
They're doing a Hocus. They're doing.
They should just redo.
Friday 2.
They should redo completely the Rocky Horror Picture Show completely and have Johnny Depp play Frankenfurter. Hands down, done. He could pull pearls off well, probably.
That would be fun if they redid it with or even if they did like a very young misfit cast.
Yes. Well, they did that actually.
I would be down for that.
Like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, they did.
I think they should to do it like on a grand scale.
Yeah, they did like I can't remember.
Obviously, they didn't have the right cast because I didn't even hear about it.
Well, you're right. It wasn't as good. It wasn't like Meatloaf and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know anybody that was in the cast?
Let me look it up.
Of the original, of the new one?
Yeah.
Oh, heck no.
Yeah.
Heck no.
I didn't even hear
I could look it up.
I
mean.
Yeah, his phone's here. He can look it up.
But I'm not.
I am definitely trying. Every year I plan it and I never end up actually making it. But they do the Rocky Horror Picture Show at the.
Why are you pointing at
Oh, you do it too?
No. keep saying it because I've been wanting to get her to go to one. So keep going.
They do it at the Bucks County Playhouse, and there's a few other spots that I heard. Some of them, I mean, people really get into it.
The Bucks County Play, is that right by Red Lion or?
That's it's near like New Hope, Lambertville.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking Quakertown. Okay.
Just saw a article about it. It says Fox's Rocky Horror Picture Show is bizarrely sanitized. So that's probably why we didn't hear much about it.
Yo,
sounds like they might have gotten.
Yeah, like the whole point of it is supposed to be like weird and different and kind of like controversial, and
so you scrub it of all that.
I don't know how they would do that with like a clean version.
Mm-hmm.
Well, are you? Which one of you two are coming with us to go see it? Because we all got to dress up.
Oh yeah, I'm in. I'm in.
All right, I want to be Lil Nell's character, Columbia, but a complete, the corset and stuff, and the fishnets and the heels.
Oh, that sounds so fun.
I don't want to be the guy version. I'll do my hair red and everything.
That just made me think of pictures.
Are you? What you? She's about to out me.
So we were having
other pictures of him in a corset.
Of him wearing one of my costumes that I wore on stage.
I can't put this down because it's somewhere out on a podcast out there, and it's actually shows, and the person went, "It really is," and he showed it to the camera. She showed it to them.
So we were on the show I Met You, the Yo show. We were doing something. What was it for? I don't remember. Was it Burden of Guilt or I was just co-hosting?
No, you were just co-hosting, and I was watching the kids. I wasn't even on it.
And we were talking about like dressing up, because I love dressing up. I think it's amazing. I think
is one of my favorite activities.
I like my birthday.
I love it. I love it.
I was just talking about the other day that there's something about there's something. It's that meme that's like me and my traumatized upbringing. It was like me pretending to be a pop star. That's where I got it from. You can dress up as anybody. It's like it's a creative experience, I
used to dress up and dance and sing when I was little, like the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. So we've all done it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I've had fairy parties at my house. I make flower crowns too, and dream
I
catchers.
always see this online, and I'm like, ugh.
I was 8. I was 8 when I was talking about
doing that. Oh, yeah. I was not a full-grown adult when I was doing that. Going to the woods, and we
cosplay all day,
and moon ceremonies. I do all kinds of fun. It's fun. I love it.
I remember one time my cousin's a photographer, and we got this idea to like go somewhere where usually you have to pay to like shoot at, but we decided to be real slick and like run into the woods to go get some pictures. And I was dressed like a full-blown witch. Like a full black outfit on. Well, we had done the pictures and we like kind of heard something, so we were trying to hustle back so we didn't get in trouble. We scared the living shit out of this family that was like walking up. They see me like running out of the woods in this whole black outfit. I mean, oh my God.
I'm actually trying to find something.
I don't even know what to say right now. Like, just get in the car.
I'm trying to find something really embarrassing.
Robin and I tried. So Robin is my singer in Magically Delicious, which we're kind of on a break. We've been talking back and forth. We're not sure where she is in her life. She's not sure if she wants to continue doing music. But we went out and did a photo shoot with our cloaks on and stuff. And it was really funny because it was out at this park, and like all these kids were like, but the guy's like, I knew we'd find witches here at the park eventually if we kept like, we're just like laughing. It was just
That's
really
hilarious.
cute and funny.
Me and an old band of mine, we did a Halloween, and they dressed up as 80s metalheads and everything like that. And I was the hot dog in the center of everything. You know how singers are?
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Can you see it?
Wow.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's hot.
I had to show it since we were talking about costumes, you know?
Yeah.
Costumes are
that's
the best.
great.
I love them.
I like dressing up all the time. I usually dress her up as a football player. Scary movie reference, sorry. I think they got it. I think they understood what I meant.
Yes.
What
Scary
movie
movie.
is that from?
Scary movie.
A Scary Movie. Oh
Yes.
my god.
One of the Wayne's brothers. He kept
I love
dressing up his
the
girlfriend.
little hand.
Yeah, are you sure you want this like that? That's number 2. That's
Oh,
number
with the
2.
giblets? Are you talking
Number
about the
one
guy
is
with
the
the
one I'm
giblets?
This is my good hand.
This is not good.
That's like the only guy that I really remember from that movie. Like, I love
That
the
guy.
giblets
That guy. Really? Because Tim Curry was the main guy, which was, Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, I just remember the giblets. Like,
Well, he was the best part of the whole movie.
Yeah.
I don't even remember any of the other scenes from any of the other, like, there were other, like, scary movies. I don't remember any of them.
They're on like number 7 now.
Yeah, there was a lot.
I'm about to blow your guys. You want to hear fun facts? Does anybody have any idea what Now CD we're on? Do you remember Now
I
1,
didn't hear
Now
you. What?
2, Now 3? Without looking it up, I want to hear what you guys think we're on.
Now CD. The Now CDs.
Oh, like 142.
I was
It's in
gonna
the
say
hundreds.
50.
It's in the hundreds.
No, it's in the
over
hundreds.
100.
I think one was like I think honestly a couple of years ago I think it was at like 187 at that point.
The other day we were listening to Sirius, and all of a sudden, Now 91 came on, and it was an older song, and I was like, "Wait a second! If this is 91, where are we at now?" And I didn't even realize that Now CDs were still
coming out.
Yeah,
Well,
I
now
thought
he's
they
looking it up.
stopped at like.
Now
I
he's gonna
remember
look it up.
15.
You've intrigued him.
I
I'm not gonna
remember
say
15.
it. You
That was
can-
the
you
last
can-
one I recall.
All right.
I don't
Apparently
remember
my
Now
phone doesn't know what the
21.
heck I'm talking about. So you have fun. Tell us.
I believe it's 100. I want to say 110.
Dang, that's pretty crazy. Because I remember when Now 1 came out.
Yep.
That's what I was saying. I can't remember what was on it.
I think it was like 3.
I can't remember what was on any of the Now CDs, but like I know that it like went along with Just Dance or Dance Dance Revolution. Like it's usually whatever didn't make it on there goes on now.
Oh crap. Yeah, there's
Kinda
been a
good
lot. There's a lot. I'm not even gonna look it up. It would take way too long.
Yeah, I it blew my mind. I was like, I can't even believe this. I do not remember any past 15.
It makes
That's
us all feel
amazing.
old.
I
Yeah,
know.
it does, doesn't it?
My makeup's gonna run.
We've made it through 100 Now CDs.
If you feel like you haven't made it through anything, that's what you can say you've made it through.
We've survived now.
Yeah, we all need a pat on the back for that.
Oh my gosh, they went through like the different decades. They're like, who was born in the 70s? You wouldn't believe how many 70s and 80s babies were in the crowd at Snoop Dogg and Wiz. Like, I
I
was
find
like,
this crazy
okay,
though,
like,
the
I
90s.
mean, 70, when they said 70s, I mean, there was like a whole group of him. I was like, okay. The one had like a huge cloud of smoke coming over him. I'm like, yo, he's an OG. He's the
Well,
OG
usually
right
when I
there.
sweat, all she goes, "Did you smoke?" I go, "No."
He'll walk in the room and that's all I smell. And he's like, "Do you?" I'm like, "Did you just smoke?" He's like, "No." I'm like, "It's coming out of your pores."
I haven't smoked in like a week.
But that was quite the experience. But
This is
so as far as memorable, since you both have been in numerous bands and done numerous shows. What would you say, and I'll give you each a second, what would you say was your most memorable experience at a show?
Before we keep going, 1 second.
Mhm.
Go ahead. You first. Memorable time at a show.
Most memorable experience at a show?
Oh, wait for my story.
That's a really tough one because I would probably have to say, for me as a female, I'm going back to early 2000s when this happened. I performed with the band that I was in. We opened for Kitty, and to be able to share the stage with another female drummer in that genre,
So cool.
it was so rare at that time. I love seeing it now. There's so many drummers out there, and I'm like, yeah, that's my girl. But that to me was a really neat experience. And being able to open up for one of my favorite bands as well, which is Soulfly.
Oh, that's awesome.
Those were probably the best experiences that I like as meeting people and just having that. But at that time, me being a drummer was like, it was not easy at that time because they were all guys and they're like, oh, she's not hitting hard enough. You have to it was a lot of pressure.
Didn't you get confused as like a groupie at one point and then get
Yes.
almost kicked out of a show?
Yes. The club owner, I'm trying to carry my stuff in, and he's like, this is for bands only. Groupies can go over there. And actually, the bouncer that was working that night, he was an amazing guy. He always saved me from the pits when I'm like, He came up to the club owner. He's like, she's in the band. And that became a thing. We were in the Metal Mania magazine or publication that was out years ago. I still have all those stuff in the scrapbook, but I talk about that story because it really made me mad. I'm like, I'm not a groupie. I'm in the band. Like, he just really thought I was.
I feel like you need a t-shirt that says I'm in the band.
Right, yeah. Right. So we always joked around about it. Like, she's in the band. Like, no, she's really in the band.
So as far as artwork, can we talk about your artwork a little bit?
Well,
I think he wants to share his experience, then we can talk about it.
Yeah, because the next experience, and I could do two, but I'm going to do this one. I was playing in a theater, and it was like the first time it used to be a movie theater, and they had a wall in between, and they broke the wall down, and they opened the whole thing up.
That's really cool.
And we created this show out of nothing, and we got all these 5 bands. One band ended up dropping off the bill, and this other band that I was literally just walking out of a Quick Check one day in Jersey, and there was this just acoustic band just sitting outside trying to get. I said, do you guys want a show? You guys sound good. And they're like, yeah, sure. They ended up bringing the most people. But while I was on stage playing, there was a lot of crazy people, and some were, using. And this guy comes up on stage and starts singing with me. And it's not working out. He's too messed up to be singing. And when the guitarist comes over, he goes, you got to get off the stage. You got to go. The guy walked off the stage, did a U-turn, went to the back corner of the stage, dropped his pants, and took a dump on the stage.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
That's horrible.
And we played around it.
Oh, my God.
I still know the guy.
Yeah.
To this day.
You know this person?
Mm-hmm.
The guy who took the dump.
I met him
What's
that
his
day.
nickname? Did you guys give him a nickname?
Nickname.
Oh no, I'm not gonna get. There's no nickname. I know his name, and I'd rather not call him out.
He didn't get a nickname after
Crap Nuggets.
taking a
We'll call him
dump.
Crap Nuggets for all of you guys. That's a good one.
That's horrible.
Yeah, he would have definitely got a nickname from my friends. Like, if he had taken a dump and we knew him, like, he would have gotten a nickname.
It was an experience, and honestly, one of those bands that was the right before the headliner, which this headliner was a really good band. I don't remember the name of the band now, but this other band actually became Crowbot?
Okay.
So actually, the band that did the opening set was that band with their name beforehand, which I'm not going to say.
Did he actually take the dump while they were performing or while?
No, he took it while I was performing.
So you were actually up there performing.
I was up there performing when the guy did it. I didn't see it until I walked over and was like, "What is this?" And it was awful.
Oh
That's
my god.
bad.
I was picturing you like totally being distracted and like you performing and the guy just like literally just taking it down. I was like, did you just continue? Like,
Well,
were
yeah,
you
no, we played
distracted?
around it the rest of the night. We played around it the rest of the night. And it wasn't that he did it like right in front of me. He like, when the guitarist told him get off the stage, he got off the stage, did like a U-turn to the other side of the stage, and then walked onto the back corner of the stage.
Did we get video of this?
No one got video. This is actually before, smartphones and stuff. It was flip phones and stuff like that. So there was no like huge uploading of things,
Okay.
Or as my kid would say, when everything was black and white.
Okay.
Yeah, because he really
was alcohol involved?
I would say I'll say yes to that, but it was definitely not alcohol.
Okay.
It was more than alcohol.
It was more than alcohol.
So we've got some kind of addiction and we've got alcohol. Okay. Getting a mental picture here.
Oh yeah, no, the guy was messed up. The guy ended up apologizing to me the next day. He found me because like we were all in the same town.
Oh, he even owned up to it.
He owned up to it. He owned up to it because his friends wouldn't let him live it down. It turned out he was one of my friend's friends who invited him.
I wonder how many poop emojis and like how many just poop like punchlines he was part of.
Oh man, I got no answer.
That would distract me. I'd be, I don't know.
So let's talk about your art now.
Okay.
You love to. I've been waiting to talk about that.
So as far as art, do you actively sell it on your Etsy or how do you?
I have a Facebook and Instagram. It's under Angela's Creations. I know it's so
Okay.
Like it's a hobby. So yeah. I do vendor events every once in a while, local stuff that people know me, and I volunteer places and do the art groups.
Now, do you do the punk rock flea markets? Because we just started getting into those.
I have not yet, but everybody keeps asking me that I should do that. So I would like to get involved. I know sometimes like with vendor events, it's certain ones you have to have a business license, and because it's a hobby, I don't have like the so I don't know how all of them work, but the local ones I do.
I believe it's usually like I think $90 for a table at the punk rocks.
Okay.
At the punk rock flea markets. Ooh. And there are a couple other flea markets that I know that people do sell art and all sorts of stuff, and they range from all over the place. Oh,
this is one of our new rescue babies.
Oh my God, the face!
And I have all rescue animals. Even our newest member of the family, we have a rescue hamster.
You're getting your moment of fame.
Yeah, they've been running around. Oh, hey, sweetie. Where's the other one?
Baby. Oh, how old?
About
4 months.
No, this one at this point is a month old. Because it was 6. Oh no, I'm sorry, 6 weeks.
Yeah, they were 3 months when I got them. They were 3 months, so it's about 4 months.
I'm mistaken. Mama is 6 months.
Is that a boy or a girl?
This one, they're boys. So we have Mama. So
this is Sheldon.
His name is Sheldon. My kids named him. So this one's Sheldon, and Mama looks identical to Sheldon. And where's Mama?
They're not down here.
They're not down here. Okay.
Nope.
And we have Colby. So I went to the Humane Society with my son, who we were just getting one cat. And there was a mama and 2 babies, and
He came back.
I couldn't split them up. I have such a heart for animals. And
I was at my actual day job, and she texted me. She goes, I did something. Well, actually, I brought an entire family home, and I went, what? And I had to leave. I had to leave work for a moment to like breathe for a minute to go, what?
I'm the same way. I can't go in anywhere. I cannot go anywhere, I tell my friends, I'm like, you're gonna know if I win the lottery because I'm gonna have
A goat?
especially I'm gonna have a
Goat?
lot of little dogs.
Yeah.
Like I'll probably have about at least 100 chihuahuas.
I feel
And,
that. I feel that, dude. Me and my
and I'm
pappy.
probably gonna have a whole herd of cats too. I mean, like
Mhm. I
I'm
need a zoo. We'll just open a new zoo then. So
yeah.
become
I'm
millionaires.
definitely
We'll
I
hit.
want like a pet sanctuary
I think in
going.
Yes.
Florida you're allowed to own a giraffe as long as you have a permit. And it's easy to get a permit in Florida for the giraffe.
No way.
I just learned that today, actually.
Really? Like how easy is it to take care of a giraffe? Like I feel like
I think it would be really hard because you
yeah,
need stuff
I
to
feel
be
like you
tall.
would need
I'd be like Peter Griffin and ride it.
Yeah,
I
right.
feel like I would probably be like Zach Galifianakis and be driving down the street with my giraffe, and then like,
Oh,
well, we
I
all
love
know.
Zach Galifianakis. He's amazing. The Hangover movies.
Yeah, I'd be definitely like showing off my giraffe, and I could see that.
This is my draft, and
This is my Kodiak bear. This is my wild Wolverine. We have a good time together.
Oh my god, I couldn't even imagine a
Honey badger
Wolverine.
don't
That
give a
would be a
crap.
little much for me. I would be scared of the Wolverine.
What about a honey badger?
I love that you just brought up the honey badger. That's what my spirit animal is.
Honey badger don't give a crap.
You're a vicious animal.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm like kind of cute, but if you
Kinda
fuck
cute.
with me, I could rip your face off. I feel like that is the perfect. I actually
love it.
that would be my like superhero. Like
My
if I could be a
spirit-
superhero, I'd be the honey badger. Like
My spirit animal is a sloth. And not the two-toed sloth, the three-toed sloth, because I think they're the cutest ones out of
They
all
are
of
the
the
cutest
sloth
ones.
families.
Where's your bag? I got him for his birthday. Even I found the sloth bag. He's like, "Oh my gosh, you got that!"
And gummy bears.
And gummy bears.
oh my goodness.
Wow.
But I didn't even realize how late it's getting. Jackson just texted me. He's like, "Are you almost done?"
Yeah, it's time for bed for the kids. They're like, "Woohoo!"
Jackson went over to his grandmother's to go swimming. He's like, "Can I? Is it okay if I like walk in now?"
Aw.
Tell them to walk in. Let's see them.
I can't believe mine haven't. I mean, I could hear them. They're like yelling and.
Usually they come down or they call and they text and they're like, now, I need you. Now, I need you.
It's because
And
it's because they know it's going to be on
I spoke to
YouTube.
them, nothing has happened.
When they know
Although
it's
they're
going to
probably
be
dead.
on YouTube, they're really good. All the kids are. We
Yeah.
haven't had any kids act up on the show out of all the guests. None.
Wow.
It's like they know. They're like, "Oh, it's YouTube. Okay, we can."
When
be
I used to
quiet for a
sell
little
the
bit."
clothes,
They
used
get
to
it because
come-
it's YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, can't do that on YouTube, but Facebook they can do it. My son used to always make guest appearances when I was selling clothes and stuff, and or I'd walk out for a minute and both of them are there and they're like doing funny things. It's great.
Jackson's been telling me since he was 3 that he's going to be a YouTube star. So I mean, like, this has been his goal all along. So he's like, "Hey,
That's
like,
his son.
I'm not doing it
Sebastian's
right now,
doing
but you can do it."
Sebastian wants to be a TikTok star.
Oh, I thought
Wow.
he was YouTube.
And YouTube.
Okay.
Tell him he's got to talk to Jesse. Jesse's
yeah.
a TikTok star.
I am. I haven't been in like 2 years, but I still got people on there. Believe it or not.
I'm pointing to Jesse, not you particularly. I'm trying to see if I had it right. It's true. It's backwards.
It's hard.
It's going to be all confusing because even if you get it,
I got it.
could
I'm
be
getting-
turned
I'm getting
differently
used to it.
once it's
Jesse.
changed.
That's who we're talking about.
There.
No,
Yeah,
we were
it
talking
took
to
me
Jesse.
forever to learn that.
Yeah.
You know what it was like pointing when we used to have the advertisements up on the other show, like pointing to the advertisement. Do you know how many times like I would be pointing over to the side to nothing, and I'm like, I'm gonna nail it one time. One of these days, I'm gonna
Listen,
get it.
check the charger, you'll see it.
But it has been so much fun having you guys on, and we definitely have to do this again.
It was a blast.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Would you guys be willing to come on in the future to
Yeah,
come on and talk?
of course.
I don't want to say it the way that I was saying it, but yes, absolutely. Because I am totally a whore to this stuff.
And you have to send me everything when you guys do get your collab together and put on the show.
Before we go, we got a guy
definitely
named Ed,
need-
and we got a guy named
Jerry.
Jerry. So soon, we got everyone we need. We just need to start playing.
Yeah, I'm very excited, and I'm definitely going to try and get out to Burden of Guilt also. And yeah, I've been like, I was really bummed about the thing at Dobbs. And love drafts, I kind of have to plan in advance because of Jackson and everything. But if there are family friendly events, definitely let me know because I am all about them.
Yeah.
They're my favorites. Love
Yeah, we
them.
can bring all the kids.
Yes.
They can play. We can go watch the music.
But thank you so much, both of you,
Thanks
for
for
coming
having
on.
us.
And
Thanks for having us.
if I don't see you beforehand, I will definitely see you on the 18th.
Yes. I look forward to it.
That's
Thank
the
you
nail
so
bite, right?
much. Yes, that's
Perfect.
the Nail Bite Show at
We'll see ya.
the Milky Boy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I hope you guys have a great night. And
You
please
too.
tell Sebastian that I say hi and I can't wait to see him again.
Absolutely. I will tell him as soon as I put him to bed, and I don't need to talk to him anymore for the day. Because he doesn't stop talking. So
I know, Jackson's the same way. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. And you're like, well, what are we even talking about now? Like after the 5 minutes, I'm like, where did this conversation go? But love you guys so much. Thank you so much. And I will see you.
Thank you.
we will
All
see
right.
you.
Thanks, guys, for
Bye.
coming on.
Love. And I'm gonna get in so much trouble because Jackson's been texting me for the last probably 15 minutes. So I'm gonna head off. But
All right. Thanks for
thank you
joining us,
everyone for
guys.
tuning in, and make sure to watch,
Man.
and subscribe to A Pretty Little Podcast. Hope you all have a great night. Good night, Jesse.
All right. Good
Love you,
night, Allie.
punches.
Bye.